In the old days, SBOMs only had a few purposes. You may have had to produce one before a merger or acquisition, and they were sometimes used as an open source license compliance tool, but now it feels like SBOMs are everywhere. They're used for software supply chain security, customer requests, and for compliance with a number of regulations like PCI DSS, the CRA, the FDA cybersecurity rules, and more. The challenge is that it can be really hard to generate, ingest, manage, and share SBOMs at the speed and with the accuracy you need without the right tools. It's why some of the world's leading companies, like F5, use FOSSA for SBOM management. Let's see how it works. We'll start by walking you through what it looks like to generate an SBOM for your projects. First, you'll want to integrate your projects through one of our integration methods, such as CLI scanning at source. It's important to note that FOSSA has some of the broadest language and ecosystem coverage of any tool on the market today. This, along with our years of experience accurately identifying both direct and transitive dependencies, means you and your customers and regulators can have confidence in the results. After completing your scan, visit the Reports tab. Here, you can choose from 7 different export formats, including CycloneDX and SPDX. As you can see, everything about FOSSA SBOMs are customizable, from export format to data fields and hosting options. If you produce SBOMs for regulatory compliance purposes, you can even use our pre-configured SBOM structure for the NTIA and FDA. Once you've picked your export format, you can customize the rest of your report. First, decide which sections to include in your SBOM, such as a summary of open source licenses, direct dependencies, and transitive dependencies. Next, pick which metadata to include in each section. This includes authors, package name, package download URL, file path, and more. Of course, there will be times when there is a known vulnerability associated with a component in your SBOM, but your investigation shows that your application isn't actually affected. In this scenario, FOSSA provides the ability to automatically create and embed a VEX, which is short for Vulnerability Exploitability Exchange, attestation in your SBOM, so that customers and regulators don't get the wrong idea about your application's security hygiene. The final step is deciding how you want to publish your SBOM. You can download it to your system or have FOSSA host it for you. And because FOSSA is seamlessly integrated with your CI/CD pipelines, you can ensure that each code check-in triggers a scan, so any SBOMs you generate are always up to date. It's also important to note that while this video shows the SBOM generation workflow in the FOSSA apps UI, the entire workflow can be completely automated with our CLI via a simple command. Now, let's explore what it looks like when you need to ingest an SBOM from one of your software suppliers. It's equally easy to ingest third-party SBOMs in either SPDX or CycloneDX. In this example, we'll upload a CycloneDX formatted SBOM. Once you've ingested an SBOM, FOSSA makes it easy to analyze the SBOM like you would your own code. In addition to surfacing dependencies in their metadata, we report on any issues that we detect. And these issues will be created based on your FOSSA licensing, security, and quality policies. For example, if we find a GPL2 license component in your SBOM, and you have a policy to deny GPL2 licenses, we'll add that component to your licensing issues page. In cases where you have specific requirements for your combined application level SBOM, such as it including certain data fields or it being ready for FDA review, you can use our SBOM policies feature to ensure ingested SBOMs check the right boxes out of the box. SBOM policies automatically enforce requirements on the SBOM producer during the import process, which significantly cuts down on back and forth. Now that we've generated an SBOM for one of our own projects, ingested an SBOM from a supplier, and analyzed the results, let's walk through the process of producing and sharing a combined application-level SBOM. We'll start by navigating to the Projects page in the FOSSA UI and toggling to the Release Groups tab. Then, select the projects that should be added to your application-level SBOM. This is often a combination of SBOMs you ingest from your suppliers, along with SBOMs that represent your own projects. Once you've added all in-scope projects to the release group, you'll generate your application-level SBOM using the same process we discussed earlier in this video. You can customize the report with your choice of export format, data fields, dependency depth, and more. When it comes time to share your SBOM with a customer or regulator, you can of course email them a copy. But that approach can come with security and access risks. That's why many of our customers use FOSSA's dynamic SBOM sharing capability. This allows for the end-to-end encrypted transfer of an SBOM with strict role and time-based access controls. And that puts a bow on the SBOM lifecycle and how FOSSA makes it easy to efficiently manage each part of it. You can get more information about our SBOM tool by visiting our website or emailing us hello@fossa.com.